Hey guys, test. Hope this mic works. Hey y'all, Chip Davis here at Johns Creek Presbyterian Church, where I'm so happy. I think I'm going to proclaim victory on this Daffodil Timelapse project. For the last 2 weeks, let's get in the shade here. I've been setting up this time-lapse box in front of these bulbs. Hey, there we go. To catch them unfolding. And when I got out of my Keller Williams Ignite class, more about that later, decided, plans changed at the end of the day. Looks like I'm not going to pickleball. Looks like I'm not going to choir practice. Looks like I'm going to be working on a tsunami of tax work tonight. So when I got out of my real estate class, I thought, okay, well, I'll go grab the time lapse and we'll just be done with that today. Or I wasn't thinking that this daffodil bloom was going to unfold, but look at it. It looks like if I don't want to come tomorrow, I don't have to. But, man, I'm proclaiming victory on this project, but tomorrow I want my little daffodil bulb waving in the sun. I want this bloom here to get some glory, get some screen time here in the sun. Pray for no rain tomorrow. So, this was a journey. I wish I had documented it all, but since I didn't, let me just give you the rundown. I started at the end of January, about midway through January, trying time lapses in the yard, trying time lapses out at Newtown Park, Collie Creek, really trying to get the settings I wanted to use down pat. And what I found is that the camera that I'm holding right now and the other cameras I have that are like it, they're really not up to the task, or they're really not going to give me the image that I'm looking for. So I had to dig real deep into the settings here on the Nikon and learn a lot about the new Lumix that I got and figure out, which of those settings was going to work the best. The most reliable piece of equipment so far is actually this Nikon D7100, Dad's old loaner piece. It takes a really nice picture. Very neutral color, super sharp, like gritty sharp. And I like it for that, but it's not comfortable to shoot with. What else? It's heavy, it's chunky. Yeah, I'm building as much time as I can on this video. I'm gonna let that thing click away. It's not the most pleasant shooter, and I don't understand all the settings, window notifications, lights, settings, indicators. But I did learn how to set the thing into time lapse on aperture mode, or whatever its equivalent is, and figure out how to set the interval and set how many frames are going to fire on each interval and how those are going to be named and how that's going to build a time-lapse sequence in Adobe Premiere easiest. And so now, this is the setup. I found a hood for it. Got this box. This is an old, I think this was a Christmas gift from a client. And it had a chalkboard on the front of the box, and I kicked my foot through that thing and took chalkboard out. But that crate has been perfect for hiding the camera from general use, or general sight. So the Nikon's under there on a tripod, little mini tripod. I set it into aperture, time-lapse interval. It should take about 3 photos every 2 minutes. I think today I was feeling special and set it to 4 photos every 2 minutes, because I thought today might be shorter. I was super rushed this morning and wasn't sure how long I was going to have to leave this thing out. Didn't want to leave it, till night. Now that I'm here and I have the opportunity to take it away at 4:20, y'all, at 4:20, when I only set the thing out at 9:45, wish I could get up and out earlier to get the thing set up. But anyway, as I go into why or how this thing is set up, you'll understand why I can't get it out here that early. The big thing is, its battery only lasts about 18 hours in the settings that I'm using. So that means I have to go replace the battery every day. The memory card is 128 gigabyte memory card in the Nikon, if I'm not mistaken, and I could get away with like 2 days of time lapse on that card. But here's the catch: the way you create time lapse sequences in Premiere, you really need consecutive named photos, and you need them to start at a low number, end at a high number. And to make sure I get that, I have to format that card after I've taken the photos off of it each day, and there's usually a couple thousand. So every day for the last 2 weeks, I've been coming to pick this rig up, take it to the office, shuck the card out of it, copy the files over, make the sequence, add it to the clip that I'm working on, which I have labeled on the desktop as just the time lapses. Yeah, just the time lapses. And then after replacing the battery and replacing the card that's clean, I have to go into the settings, start the file nomenclature list over again. It's just another setting to hit. Make sure that card's formatted a second time. Get it back in the card, and then do that in amongst the tax work, the real estate training, the other photo opportunities I have going on, and just daily living. And so getting this out here every day, I have been able to usually get it by about 9 o'clock a.m. To avoid the preschool traffic here at the church and all that, to not concern them with it, and get it set up just the way I like it. I like to set it up facing the daffodils, focused on the daffodils, using an autofocus, then switching it into manual and refining it. And the key there is, I did not know this at the beginning, for time-lapse to focus on your subject, you really need it in manual focus, and you need it to stay there. You'll see some of my earlier time-lapses, I left them in autofocus, and of course it wandered. I think actually in the Emory Johns Creek Hospital clip you'll see was done with the Lumix, and it wandered quite a bit, but I thought that had a nice artistic effect. With the Nikon, if I happened to have left it in autofocus mode, it jumped and stuttered, and maybe I'll include that footage in here so you can see it. Some days were not as rewarding as others. Yesterday was very rewarding. Today is going to be incredibly rewarding. It'll only get better and better and better as the bulb unfolds. But I really do have to go sit down and work, so dang. This is a great way to procrastinate. Building time. I'm going to let that go another 2 minutes, take another 4 frames. That'll add to the sequence, look really cool. I'm super proud of this. I hope people like it. Yeah. This is a good project. I'd do this again in a heartbeat. It's been a ton of fun. Should be hearing it. Click, 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 click. It's moments like this that I like. What am I trying to say? Click, 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 click. Some of the moments when I'm not actively engaged, don't have my hands full, my eyes glued on something, I feel at peace. And it's moments like this where I'm just biding my time, that I feel like I know I'm doing the right thing. Enjoy that. Nice to just take a breath, but when I pick that camera up, turn it off, get in the car and get back and get ready at the office to sit there and plow through a mountain of tax returns. That's how I'm keeping myself alive right now while I learn about real estate. And then as soon as tax season's over, man, it's time to put everything into practice. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a change of pace. It's gonna be a lot of photo stuff, so it's gonna be fun. But I don't want to get lost in the photo. I really want to treat it like a business, run it like a business, and make it provide, and see if I can use it to change my life and change my clients' lives. And so I look forward to that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Maybe I'll feature daffodils at some of the houses I sell. Definitely like to feature people's lawns and landscaping, and I hope to sell some really pretty houses. Well, I'm doing the HOA tax returns. It's interesting to see how much the homeowners associations shell out for groundskeeping, landscaping. Just their entranceway alone is its own category, is its own line item, and it's interesting. I think that this connection I have to landscaping and to planting and the community that you can build through just like simple things like this, like putting a bulb in the ground, watching it come up. Oh, did you see mine? Yeah, I saw yours. Did you see the ones at the church? Yeah, yeah. I love stuff like that. And that's why, I've really enjoyed working with Johns Creek Beautification on Daffodils for Hope. I haven't really gotten on camera and talked about my relationship with the organization much or anything like that. It started as a passion project of my mom's. She was the treasurer of Johns Creek Beautification, and the way I understand it is they were, wondering what's our new purpose. After the original purpose of Johns Creek Beautification was served, the new board, new generation looked at it and said, what is our purpose? And they decided collectively that the purpose of Johns Creek Beautification should be to drive community and engage the audience of the neighborhood, the community, with public art, with beautifying public spaces through landscaping, and I mean, my mom's idea to run Daffodils for Hope, nail on the head, winner. Bringing out thousands of volunteers, planting 52,000 daffodil bulbs, engaging 21 different organizations and property owners around the city. It's brought a lot of people together, and it'll be interesting to see how back up. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. Not just work by my mom, not just work by the volunteers on the ground. It's been a lot of work from people in the city, the property owners. Click, 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 click. Love that. I can ramble. It's my special talent, filling dead air, folks, if you didn't catch that already. It's been a ton of work, but the lion's share has been done by my mom, Marilyn Davis, and she stepped back from being treasurer and was the Daffodils coordinator, but it was still a ton of work, and not just going to a board meeting and sending some emails and attending the event. It's been like a life of work. I've seen it on the periphery, and I've assisted with a lot of it. There's storing items. Okay, back up. There are items that she went out and got with her own money and funded herself as donations. Okay, if any thought is brewing up in your mind about, oh, this family is trying to, gain something of working with a not-for-profit. No, folks. We've plowed money and time into this, and it's a gain in the relationships that we've made, but it's not about a financial profit. We take no money, absolutely none. And from what I understand, Johns Creek Beautification doesn't make a dime either. It's all, we've donated excesses to cane care. We've spent every last penny of it on daffodils and event supplies, but a lot of it self-funded, spontaneous impulse purchases by my mom that have just been quietly donated. Things like pamphlets, flyers, reception items like cups and napkins, tablecloths, and click, 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 click. So many things, but not just the little things, the big things too. Art displays, yard games, preschool coloring book items. The list goes on and on and on. Every time that an organization has said, we want to take part in your program, my mom's gone out of her way and not worried about, using the approved organization funds. She's put private money into buying what the example JCPC preschool paints the daffodils rocks for us each year, and my mom just goes and gets the paint. My mom prints out coloring books, at home, and brings them in with newly purchased crayons for the kids to color on and stuff like that. And she goes and takes time out of her work day and babysits preschool kids with the preschool teachers and tries to get through to their little teeny brains, teeny young minds, what a daffodil is and why it's special, and hopefully that sticks with them. It's slow engagements like that with preschool that brings parents and their kids out to the planting event, puts bulbs in the ground, and my mom's gone and done. This is a love letter to my mom all of a sudden, which is very appropriate. Her birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mom! If you see this, well, now we'll really see if you're subscribed to my YouTube. Congrats, Mom! You put together a great program here with the whole board of Johns Creek Beautification. I know everybody's helped as much as they could, and there's no way to stop you from doing the lion's share of the work because I know you're so passionate about this. But fast forwarding, Mom's done this for a few years. We've stored every element, in the house, or in the office and spare storeroom. I've shuffled it from this storage room to that storage room for years. I've helped you load up the trailer. I've tilled ground with you year after year and come out and taken photos and flown the drone and gotten up at 6 a.m. to get things out to the planting site and stayed till 4 p.m. and gotten things home. There's so much to a done-in-a-day project. You say it all the time, Mom. There's so much to a done-in-a-day project that the done-in-a-day volunteers don't understand. Congratulations. You've made, one of the finest events in Johns Creek. And I hope everybody recognizes it. Anything I'm doing with the camera is really just to show off your hard work. And to keep Johns Creek Beautification alive, heart pumping, because next year, new board's taken over, new leadership, and folks who want the responsibility of Daffodils for Hope, and I know it's going to be great. I don't want to see, Mom, I don't want to see your legacy, outdone, but I really hope next year's just as great. I hope you get to do more photo work like this, because these are really special moments with these flowers. Here today, gone tomorrow, and it's special. It's a special time in my life where I have this flexibility between learning a new job and working an old one. Story of my life, to embrace this hobby and make something really positive out of it. So, congrats, Mom. Great job. And great job to all the volunteers who came out in the fall and all the sponsors and organizations that let us plant. The city loves this program, and I really think it's a hit. I hope this becomes a tradition and a legacy for Johns Creek. We're Daffodil City, and hope springs eternal, and we'll come up with other better slogans later. I think it's time to proclaim victory on today's daffodil time lapse and the unfolding of the daffodil. The subject bloom, so pretty there. I think I've got to shut this down and get back to the desk and get back to work. But hopefully I remember to take this camera inside and get the memory card cleared out and put this video online for, I guess, the personal channel. I don't know. I've got like a personal channel. I've got the real estate channel with like no real estate content on it. And I just found out I've got a Google YouTube account for, there are folks driving home at church here. I've got another YouTube floating around attached to my KW account that I've got to put to use. Maybe that becomes the real estate channel. I don't know. But right now I'm really enjoying filling up that LLC YouTube channel. Y'all, if you're randomly stumbling upon Chip Davis's personal vlog channel, then I want you to go over to Indefatigable Online and check out that YouTube channel, because I've done a lot of really fun stuff on there. A lot of lot of legacy projects from years before, some modern, some current practice. Yeah, I think, you know, that's it's relevant to Johns Creek. And then, of course, we're producing Daffodil's media and going to be touring houses as soon as tax season's over. Wish me luck, guys. I'm going to land this plane on this video, shut this camera down, get back to work, finish my tax work so I can get on with the fun stuff. See you, neighbor.